Hello everybody. Today we will discuss about the common forces in mechanics that we will encounter while we study and while we solve the problems in mechanics. So first of all, let us talk about the forces that we know already. The first one is our gravitational force. Gravitational force, as you know, is a self-pervasive force. Everywhere we go, or we are on earth, or there may be some celestial bodies. So every body in this universe, they experience gravitational force. But gravitational force is a non-contact force. So today in this lecture we will discuss about contact forces. The first one is our gravitational force, but gravitational force is a non-contact force. As the name suggests, the contact force is that force which arises when two bodies are in contact with each other anyhow. So this picture shows us sun and all the planets are moving around sun in elliptical orbits, but the force by which these planets are bound with sun and they are revolving around sun due to gravitational force, and it is a non-contact force. Other two forces which we can talk about here is magnetic force or electrical force. You know, positive charge and negative charge, they both attract each other, and two like charges always repel each other. So two positive charges will repel each other, two negative charges will repel each other, but two unlike charges, one positive and one negative, they will attract each other. But this force is also a non-contact force, because they do not arise by contacting the charges. This force comes into play whether the charges are at distance or they are nearby. So it is a non-contact force. Likewise, magnetic force, in which we have two magnets. So for magnet force, if we have one magnet over here whose north and south poles are like this, and other magnet which is somewhere around here whose south pole is here and north pole is here, they will tend to repel each other, because like poles, south and south will also repel each other. But these forces, whether they are of electrical origin, whether they are of magnetic origin, they are non-contact forces because they arise without contacting each other. Now we will talk the other forces which we will deal in mechanics, as those forces are called contact forces. Like as you see in this picture, there is a rod which is moved in a liquid, and here is a body in second picture. We have a container here filled up with some liquid, and there is a body which is lighter in weight, and it is pushed by the finger of somebody to be dipped into a water. But actually here a upward buoyant force acts on this body to make its picture. So its weight is acting downwards, but it is feeling upward buoyant force or upward thrust more than the weight of the body. So we need a constant downward force to immerse it into water. So this body always remain in contact with the liquid. So here also the rod comes with the contact of a liquid. So these forces which are experienced by rod in this first picture and in second picture, which is experienced by a body which is about to flow in the liquid, these also rise due to contacting with each other. These are called contact forces. Likewise, if we see, suppose that I have a table over here, and a body is placed over this table. Suppose that it is a cubical body. Now the weight of the body will act downwards, and which is equal to mg. The top of the table will give an upward reaction, which we may call it R or we may call it N. Sometimes it is called N. So reaction force as well as the pushing force downwards, these both arise due to the contact present between the body and the table. So this is, we may call these forces are contact forces. The force applied by the body on the table and as well as the force applied by the table on the body in upward direction. So all forces which are in contact with each other, they come in pairs. Means there is some action on one body and the first body which acts on second body receives a reaction likewise. So these forces are in accordance with Newton's third law of motion. So they obey Newton's third law. Now coming to the next type of force, which is, as you can see, there is a body of mass m which is hanging with a spring downwards. So now suppose that this body is stretching the spring a little and it moves some distance x downwards. So here was the body already, and now this is the displacement of the body downwards, let it be x. Then as we pull the spring downwards, there will be a restoring force developed upside in the spring and which will move the spring upwards when we stop pushing it downwards, and that force is called restoring force. So the restoring force develops in the spring upwards, which will bring the spring to its original position when we stop pulling the body downwards. Okay, now this restoring force is directly proportional to the elongation in the string. That is, how much we will push the spring downwards, that determines the value of this force, which is developed upside. So as this force is opposite to the force applied by us in downward, so downward is the weight of the spring or the push that we will apply downwards. So when we release it, our spring will come back to its original position. So this F is then equal to minus kx. Minus sign is due to its opposite nature, and k is called the spring constant. So it is also sometimes called the force constant. K is also called the force constant. The negative sign denotes that the force is opposite to the displacement from the unstretched state. So now, if we have a inextensible string, which cannot be stretched. The force constant is very high, that K is high. Contact force, because it arises due to the contact of two bodies. Now let us coming to the next force, which is the tension force. So how it is described? So you are seeing here a body of mass m is hanging downwards. So if we make a free body diagram of this body, so weight is downwards, and there is a tension in the string. Tension means there is a stretching force which keeps the body tied to the string. So it is in upward direction. As long as T is balancing weight, the body is in contact with the string, or if the T does not hold weight, then the string will lose its strength and can break. So tension is a contact force. So if we have unstretched string, that string is non-stretchable, then its force constant K is very high. So now the different contact forces of mechanics which are mentioned now. So what are they? First of all forces which arises due to contact with some other object. Whether there is a solid to solid contact or solid to liquid contact or solid to gas contact, means air contact, other contacts like book resting on a table, book on table, or system of rigid bodies connected by rods, means two bodies are here and they are connected by rod, and this one is mass m1 body, this is mass m, they are connected. So these are contact forces. Hinges, if we have a long hinge here and there is a door attached with this hinge, or any other types of sports. So these are mutual contact forces. They arises when two bodies are in contact with each other. So these arises for pair of bodies, means one is acting on other and the second one is reacting on first body. Now let us consider that there is a table like earlier we have considered, and there is a body on this table. The contact is between the surface of these two bodies. The block will exert action with its weight, but this block receives a reaction, or we can call it the normal component, so towards the upside and and what will be the component which is tangential to the surface. If this body moves, suppose it moves towards the left side, then towards the right side there is a component which is called friction. Friction is also a contact force. You can also say that contact forces arises when any solid is contact with a fluid. What is a fluid? Fluid, we can say liquids and gases. These both are contained in one category to call it a fluid. FLUID, fluid. So because they have some common properties, they flow, both liquids and gases flow, and they can attain the shape of a container in which they are put. So now coming to the origin of these forces. So what is the origin of contact forces? So you may be surprised that the origin is electrical in nature. How it is possible? We are dealing with the forces which are contact forces, and we are saying that the origin is electrical in nature. So this may seem surprising since we are talking of uncharged and non-magnetic bodies. We are talking about uncharged bodies, non-magnetic bodies. So but at the microscopic level, if you see, all bodies are made up of nucleus, and there are some electrons rotating in these orbits. So all the contact forces, when two bodies are contact with each other, the first thing which come into contact with each other is the electrons, because electrons are outside every body. So this is why the contact forces are electrical in nature. And the various contact forces arising due to elasticity of bodies, molecular collisions and impacts, etc., can ultimately be traced to the electrical forces between the charged constituents of different bodies. Because whether these are due to elasticity or these are due to collisions or these are due to the impacts with each other. So ultimately these forces are due to the electrical nature of bodies, because all these bodies have positive charges in nucleus and negative charges as electrons in the bodies. So these are all the forces which we are dealing with dealing in mechanics, and I hope that everything we have discussed is now clear to you, and thank you for joining this lecture.